Hey everybody, it's me, Twister, and today I thought I would take a little time to go through my Super Nintendo collection because so many of my friends have been asking about it, and I kept putting it off, and they're like, how do you know how to do this? Do you own these games? And I keep telling them yes, but they want to know exactly what games I do own. So I'm gonna go through my Super Nintendo collection and then eventually get into my Xbox One, then my Wii U, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, GameCube, and digital downloads and stuff. So let's get started with the Super Nintendo. Alright, first up, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is Bugs Bunny Rabbit Rampage. And I've had this game for a while. This is one of the games that I got off of an ex-girlfriend whose name is Brandy, because for a while there I had a thing for women named Brandy, I don't know. And she couldn't figure this game out at first because of controls and not exactly knowing what everything did. She didn't have an instruction manual, and I didn't know you could go down rabbit holes. I was pretty bored with this, and I eventually figured out some stuff. It says on the front that it's 12 megs, and it's an okay game, but it's not one of my favorites. Now we're getting into one that is one of my favorites, and I have beat multiple times and seen a lot of endings, and it's Chrono Trigger. And yes, I do have another copy of this on PlayStation. I think it's PlayStation 1 because it came with the Final Fantasies, where when you bought Final Fantasies you get 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, and then one of them came with Chrono Trigger, and there was another one in there, I think. So I have two copies of this. I prefer this copy because the CD copy, the load times, which was a major issue with the games at the time. But this is one of my favorites. I've done multiple endings on this. And I think there's like, I don't know, 10 or 20 endings. I don't exactly remember. I haven't played and beat this in a while. And this is one of my favorites. Okay, now this game is made pretty much for advertisement purposes. Cool Spot, which is 7-Up's old mascot. This game suffers a lot from landing on the right pixel, because if you're jumping and you see a leaf and you think you can land anywhere on that leaf, you pretty much end up falling to your death unless you know exactly where that pixel is. And so this is a fun game. I've actually beaten this like twice. This is long, and it gets pretty tedious actually, because some of the later stages get really hard. Okay, Donkey Kong Country. Now this was one of the best looking games on the Super Nintendo at its time, and it was supposedly made on a supercomputer and then watered down. I don't know how true that is, but that was what Nintendo was saying back in the day. And I still love playing this game. Some of the levels still are really frustrating and drive me absolutely crazy, but I have beat this game numerous times, and the ending is pretty good. Alright, Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy Kong's Quest. I believe this is the one that, introduces Dixie Kong. And it's more of the same like the first, except for you're trying to rescue Donkey Kong. And, it's okay. I don't really like it as much as the first one, but it really isn't that bad. Now this is a game that I really didn't see many commercials for, And now I've been seeing where people are saying that, you know, they wish that the first one came to America because it was pretty much only Japan only, and then they want a third one and a fourth one, and the main character in this game has gone to Smash Brothers and everything, and it's Earthbound. Yes, I actually have a copy of this game, which seems to be a game that everybody recommends, everybody gets, because everybody seems to love this thing, and I actually love it. It's a really fun game, really challenging RPG. I know the cover doesn't look so great on it. It isn't in the best of shapes, which is sad. But I do have a copy of this, and if you can find it, I would suggest it. And now here comes this, Killer Instinct. And yes, I did get the one with the CD, which is basically all the music that comes with it. This didn't look as good as its arcade, but I still find it fun. I still like this game a lot. And I'm glad that they have actually gotten a Killer Instinct on Xbox One now. But I have this, I've beaten it, I've actually done the code, play as the end boss guy, and the combos can be pretty challenging, and it's a pretty good fighting game. Now here's another one that everybody asked me if I have a copy of, and it's The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. This is actually one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. Yes, I have beaten it. Yes, I have found all the heart pieces to give you, like, I think it's 20 hearts, or is it 18 hearts? It's 18 or 20 hearts, and I found all of them one time. And ironically, the name of the profile that has all 20 hearts or 18 hearts is called Master, in all caps. And so I have found everything once. I haven't played this here lately, but I want to go back through and see if I can find all of the heart pieces, which I don't know how I keep missing some of these. It's like I get down to where I'm only missing one or two, and I can't find them, and it drives me absolutely crazy. Okay, I have this and all the accessories to this, and it's just Mario Paint. I think the mini games in there where you're playing that game, SWAT, is probably a lot better than the coloring game where it's more like a coloring book and you're coloring Yoshi and all that. And the music thing is also really good, because I've seen online people making like Marilyn Manson songs and Rob Zombie songs on here with this, and that's really cool. But the drawing and everything, even with the mouse, is still a little weird. I don't know. Okay. So we have Mega Man X. I have beaten this numerous times. I have an order that I do. I have seen a bunch of people do the same or send me the same order I have. I think it's the easiest order to go through these with and meet the bosses. I may put up a video of that eventually. I don't know. I like this game. I have the Mega Man X collection on GameCube, and I've played through and beat all of these again in the GameCube version. I've beaten all of them originally on the cartridge, but this is the time where I mainly rented games and only got games for my birthday or Christmas, so I didn't get very many of these. And now the one that everybody seems to want to cry foul on, because Nintendo decided to do a censorship thing. Ugh, I can't speak. Censorship and make this game less violent, and it's Mortal Kombat. And I don't know, even though I used to be pro Nintendo, and the Genesis version with the code is definitely better, I still like this a little bit. I mean, it's fun for what it is. I have played all the other ones. Speaking of other ones, first Mortal Kombat 2, where they actually decided to stop editing the blood and gore and actually put it in the way it was supposed to be. Of course, this is one of the games that helped make the rating system like they have for the movies. At least the first one was. Now here's Ranma 1.5, or Ranma 1.5 Hard Battle, which is an okay fighting game, I guess. I played it, I beat it, it's boring to me, I don't know. Now here's one of those games that seems to have a lot of mixed reviews on it. Nobody seems to know if they love it or hate it, and it's called Secret of Evermore. I think the reason many people don't know whether they like it or hate this game, because in this there's only two characters, you and your dog, and you can switch back and forth, and you can adjust your dog where he's either going to attack all the time, look for stuff all the time, or somewhere in the middle. And when you're using the dog, you can also have the human character adjust in certain ways too. This game is one where that if you don't use your alchemy, because that's the magic in this game is alchemy, if you don't use it and level it up, alchemy stays pretty weak, and so you're spending a lot of time using your alchemy on enemies, and then having to look or buy more alchemy so that you can use more of it to level it up, because of course that's anything in any RPG, the higher the level the better it is, and your weapons can even level up. And I usually find a situation where I'm leveling up a weapon, but then a better one comes along at level 1, and I usually end up leveling that one up. Of course, I have spent a lot of time leveling up each of these weapons. I don't think I've ever maxed them out. But yeah, this is one of those love-hate games, and I've beaten this game. The ending's okay, I guess, but yeah. Do this. Okay, now onto the game that everybody wants to run speed tests, play on emulators, use glitches to beat it faster, and all that good stuff. And that's Super Metroid. I have beaten this within the time to get the best ending. I normally get the second best ending anymore because I'm trying to remember what everything is in the game, because I used to be able to collect everything like it was nothing, and I've forgotten where a bunch of stuff is. So I've been spending a lot of time to try to find everything, and I've been helping out a lot of people finish this game for the first time, like a neighbor of mine who has never beat this. I've helped him out, and he's eventually getting where he can finish this. I never try for speed runs, because the faster I try to finish this, the worse I seem to do. So the speed run's not made for me. And there's another one that is, I think, a launch title or so, and it's Street Fighter 2. And this is a really fun game. I have beat it several times. I used to play tournaments with friends with this one, do all the moves, and then of course just spawn sequels on sequels and sequels and sequels, and I think they finally came out with like one of the better versions of 5. Yeah, I think it's 5. I haven't played that one yet, but this is a fun fighting game if you like fighting games. Now I have to admit, this is one of those games that's a really fun beat 'em up, and you get to play as either Spider-Man or Venom. And I really like it. It's called Maximum Carnage. As you can see, it's a red cart. I didn't mention that there was a black cart for Killer Instinct, but I don't know why they didn't. I don't have the gold cart for Zelda. I guess I never made one. I don't know. But this is a really fun beat 'em up. The music is really excellent, and I definitely would recommend this one. And I used to not really be much into racing games. I mean, I played F-Zero and everything, and I don't think I've ever owned the original F-Zero on Super Nintendo. I think I mainly had it on GameCube, which I think the GameCube version is actually better. Though I may have downloaded the original F-Zero on the Wii, but here's one of my favorite racing games, Super Mario Kart. Every time one of these come out, I have to get it. I have yet to get Mario Kart 7 for the DS, but I do have Mario Kart 8. And this is a really fun racing game, especially when you're racing with friends. So, it's tons of fun. Now, there's one of those RPGs that when I first seen it, I was kind of like, I don't know, it has Mario characters in it, and it's an RPG, and I just didn't know how to feel about it. But it was Super Mario, what is it? Super Mario RPG, The Legend of the Seven Stars, or The Legend of the Seven Stars. I keep forgetting that there's no V in there. And this actually turned out to be a really good RPG with Mario characters in it. I was pleasantly surprised and happy to be proven wrong about this one, especially since Mario has been in so many games in the past. This actually has a really good story to it, and it's definitely worth checking out. And then I have this silly game that I don't know. I actually like playing it. I have never beat it because there's like, I don't know, 100 levels to this, and then unless you're doing 2 players and both of you are pretty good at this game is really hard. And I think the highest I've ever made it on this by myself is level 40, and that was pretty insane. And it's called Zombies. Yeah, Zombies Ate My Neighbors. And this is one of those games that, well, it's really weird, and I like it. And then, since I haven't really done many accessories here lately, I think I'll do the Super Game Boy, which has Tetris of all things in it. I really like this thing. I used to play a whole bunch of Game Boy games in it. I don't know what happened to my other Game Boy games, but this, other than the attachment to the GameCube, was one of the only ways to play these kind of games. I think the ones the GameCube did Game Boy Advance though, but I really like this thing. And that's my Super NES collection. If you've been keeping count, you know that there was 20 of them. And yeah, that was kind of a quick rundown of them. And I'm sorry about that. But I'm probably going to in fact, I know I'm going to do some playthroughs for my friends that have actually been asking for it. because they seem to really want to see my failures. Because I really haven't played these games in a long time. Especially Earthbound, and yes, I have the strategy guide to Earthbound, but I pretty much have it memorized. At least I used to have it memorized. So yeah, I think I will eventually do a walkthrough of these games. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching. Please, if you feel like it, thumbs up, and like this, and, well, that's the same thing. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like this, comment, and let me know what you think. Thank you.